Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Kashif Kamran and welcome to the SBL December 23 webinars to success. And today is the day 3 of this webinar. Now, on the previous 2 days, I have spent time on the exam strategy, what you should do inside 14 days before exam. And on the day 2, I investigated the time management effective September 23 exams as to how you should go about it. Now, on the day 3, today, I am looking at how to excel 20 professional marks, because to me, the difference between passing and failing SBL is how much out of the 20 professional marks you grab. A lot of times students fail in 47, 48, and 49. One of the main reason could be that you're not grabbing most of the 20 professional marks. What can you do to excel is to focus on the day 3 of this webinar. So welcome to the day 3 webinar to success, and we are focusing on excelling 20 professional marks in SBL. Let's find, is there an easiest solution for that? 20 professional marks in SBL. First of all, from September 23 exams, we know there are some changes in the way professional marks are being put into the paper. We still have 20 professional marks and there is no change into that. But we know that since September 23 exams, there are now 4 marks per skill. And each skill will be tested. We know there are 5 skills, each will be tested, and each skill will be tested only once. So you have a commercial acumen, you will only see commercial acumen once across the 100 marks paper. You will see communication once across the 100 marks paper. You will see analysis once across the 100 marks paper. You will see evaluation once across the 100 marks paper. You will see skepticism once across the 100 marks paper. And each one of them will be tested once and for 4 marks. So that's 4 multiplied by 5, and that will easily make it to, just 1 minute, sorry. It's 4 multiplied by 5 skills, it's equal to 20 marks. Now, prior to September 23 exams, we used to have repetition. At times, commercial acumen used to come 2 to 3 times, or commercial acumen could have come for 8 marks out of 20 marks. So some skills were dominating, some skills were not at all tested. So now what they've done since September 23 exams is to give every skill equal weightage. So it's 4 per skill multiplied by 5 skills, we have 20 marks. So each skill will be tested for sure, and the maximum marks for each skill will be 4. And that means you're going into the exam hall ensuring that each of the skills will be examined. So that's a bit of change, right? 20 professional marks remains intact. How to earn 20 professional marks, how to earn most of the 20 professional marks, that is very, very important. Let's focus on that. Now, in terms of taking most of the 20 professional marks, you need to understand this flow chart in front of your screen. There are 2 aspects to professional marks in the SBL paper. One aspect is the journal professionalism, number 1. And the second aspect is the skill-based marks. When you're practicing, you can excel yourself on the journal professionalism, because I'll give you a definition of what a journal professionalism is, and you can easily fetch 100% of your journal professionalism marks in SBL. But the skill-based marks, you enter the exam hall, you open up the requirement, you read the task number 1. Under the task number 1, the examiner will tell you professional skill marks are available for demonstrating commercial acumen. And then the examining team will tell you how to demonstrate commercial acumen. If you follow the guidance of the examining team on the day of exam and you demonstrate commercial acumen in the manner in which the examining team wants to see it, you will be fetching the skill-based marks around commercial acumen. Now, each time the examining team tells you to demonstrate a skill, they will also be telling you how. If you clearly pick up the how and you demonstrate it in the same manner, there are fair chances you're fetching most of the 20 professional marks. Let's do an exercise on both aspects to see we're clear and we're grabbing most of the 20 professional marks in SBL. So there is a journal professionalism and there is a skill based marks. Let's see, are we prepared on both sides? First of all, if I just go back to my practice platform for a minute to show you this realistically on a practice platform before I come to my PowerPoint presentation. We saw this on the day 2. We open up the task 1, and in the task 1 you opened up, you will see right under the task A, examiner saying professional skill marks are available for demonstrating analysis skill, and then they will be telling how. Demonstrating analysis skill in considering the most significant factors affecting the proposal, and you have 4 marks for that. So each skill will be tested and the marks for each skill will be for sure 4. So examining team is saying you need to demonstrate analysis skill, but they're also telling you how. If you follow the how, you will fetch 4. And I'll just be demonstrating that. Just give me 1 minute. Also, examining team is saying you need to prepare a report. So the format in which you will be answering the question is a report format. That is also part of your skill marks. That's also part of your journal professionalism. I highlighted 2 things. One in green, writing a report. Second is to demonstrate the analysis skill. So one is journal professionalism, one is the skill-based marks. Both gets together and you fetch 4 out of 4. Let's see on my PowerPoint presentation. Now, each task you will see on the day of exam will be followed by a professional skill statement. You need to follow that professional skill statement very cleverly to fetch most of the marks. Now, I'm taking all these examples from the Specimen 1 exam I'm doing since the day 2 of this webinar, which is around PSS. So I'm using the same Specimen 1 as an example, and I'm telling you this is the task 1A and 1B. And I've just took the professional skill statement from the task 1A and 1B and copied on my presentation to demonstrate what I mean. Now, in the task 1A, you need to prepare a report. So that is also important. Any student who don't know how to write a report, what is the structure of the report, how you start a report, how you end a report, you're losing your professional marks. In the second requirement, the B requirement, you need to prepare 2 presentation slides with accompanying notes. You know, there is a response option, slides on the day of exam. How to write a slide, how to put bullets in a slide, how to write the accompanying notes, what is the length of the accompanying notes. If you're unaware of that, you're losing marks around journal professionalism. So format, write a report, or prepare 2 presentation slides in the response option, slides response option, with accompanying notes. Then examining team tells you what skill to be demonstrated and how. For the first task A, in the Specimen 1, September 23, it was professional skill marks are available for demonstrating analysis skill. So you need to demonstrate analysis skill. How? Look at the red. This is what the student don't read on the exam day. They have a rote learned definition of analysis. They have learned the meaning of analysis, and they try to reflect that meaning of analysis in their answer, which is wrong. Examining team is not telling you that you need to demonstrate an analysis skill full stop. They're also telling you how. And if you're a clever student, you need to pick this how. How is in the red. Demonstrate analysis skill in considering the most significant factors affecting the proposal. The proposal was in the exhibit number 1. We saw that on the day 2. So if any student consider the most significant factors affecting the proposal from the case study, rather than writing hypothetical factors out of case factors, any student writing the factors from the case, from the exhibit number 1, and trying to identify the more significant one out of the many given by the examiner affecting the proposal, you are fetching the definition of analysis skill in what exactly the examining team is looking for. So examining team will give you their definition of what they mean by analysis skill. So what they mean by analysis skill, is to consider the most significant factors affecting the proposal. So if you pick up the most significant factors, if you highlight the most significant factors from the exhibit number 1, the marking team will be impressed that you have demonstrated the analysis skill and putting the answer in a format of a report. So this is skill-based marks in considering the most significant factors affecting the proposal. Take another example, the B requirement, 1B. Professional skill marks are available for demonstrating communication skill. But look at the red. They are telling you how the communication skill is to be demonstrated. Only by learning the meaning of the word communication or by learning the definition of what communication means is of no use in SBL. Because each time the examining team will tell you how. That is important. So now how they want you to demonstrate the communication skill? In clarifying the most relevant information to the board. So when you're writing the answer for 1B, you will clarify. Firstly, clarify means that your tone has to be very clear. You should not be writing a very confused answer. Your answer in every point of your answer should be very clear. It should not be confused that if someone is reading it, he doesn't understand it. If I'm checking your assignment or if the marking team is checking your answer, they're very confused what you're trying to say. In clarifying the most relevant information to the board. So from the exhibit number 1, where the answer was, you will try to pick the most relevant information which you will be informing to the board. So you will choose that which of the information in the exhibit 1 is the most relevant one, which I should be emphasizing to my board of directors when I'm writing the 2 presentation slides. Because presentation is a summary of the key points. So you need to emphasize on the most important points in a presentation. So presentation is a way of communication, right? But when we deliver a presentation, we always focus on the key points to the audience. Now, this time the audience is the board. So please ensure that there are 2 aspects to it. Not just utilizing the right format, which is one aspect of fetching the professional marks, but the second aspect of the professional marks is in the red. How you demonstrate the skill. Are you demonstrating the skill the way the examining team is looking for? Or you're just demonstrating the skill by a rote-learned definition of what analysis means, or by a rote-learned definition of what communication means. So try to read through the statement given by the examining team in an effective manner and see how they want you to do it. Let's take one more example. This is the task 2A now and 2B from the specimen exam 1, September 23. This time for task 2A, you have to prepare a briefing note paper. And for the task B, you have to write an email. So 2 formats, which needs to be very well structured. Now, when you're answering the task 2A, examining team is saying the professional marks are available for demonstrating the skepticism skill, but how they want you to demonstrate it. They're telling you that in the red. So again, how becomes important. So how would you demonstrate the skepticism skill? We know skepticism means to have a questioning mind, but that is of no use because we need to see what's written in the red to demonstrate it. In probing the discussion of the board in relation to the results from the staff survey. So we had exhibit 2, the staff survey, right? So while we are reading through the staff survey, we'll probe the discussion of the board. We'll interrogate the discussion of the board. We'll see what is right with that discussion, what is wrong with that discussion. If something is wrong, we'll criticize it. If something is right, we'll appreciate it. We need to be skeptical. We need to have a questioning mind. We need to probe the discussion. Probe the discussion means we need to keep our eyes open. There could be something in the discussion which you believe is wrong or not good. And there could be something in the discussion which you think, oh, this is very valid. So you have to be on both sides. You need to be unbiased when you're probing. You need to challenge when you're probing. So probing the discussion, where is the discussion? In the exhibit number 2, in the staff survey. So the discussion of the board is in the exhibit number 2 and you're probing it. So if any student is probing that, so you are fetching your skepticism skill marks along with marks for putting the answer in a briefing note format. Task 2B, professional skill marks are available for commercial acumen. Then examining team is telling us how. How will you fetch the marks for commercial acumen? Just by knowing the definition of commercial acumen? No. Demonstrate commercial acumen for the task 2B, writing an email in demonstrating awareness of the extent to which talent management could support PSS. How would talent management, as an advice from the human resource director in the exhibit number 3, would benefit PSS? Awareness of what? Awareness of PSS as an organization. You must already had a lot of awareness of PSS from the pre-seen content and from the content given to you in the exhibit number 3, where the human resource director is recommending the talent management. So by utilizing that information, you will have a lot of knowledge about PSS as an organization, type of organization, what they do, and how would talent management help them. So you're not writing journal benefits of talent management. You're writing specific benefits of talent management to support PSS. How would talent management support PSS? If I'm writing a journal benefit of talent management is of no use. But if my benefit of talent management is linking with PSS, is showing support to PSS, how will PSS be better off as a company? How would PSS will be good as a company by using talent management? That's where the commercial acumen is coming in. That's where the awareness of PSS is coming in. So any point of talent management which reflects a support to PSS will help you fetch the marks around commercial acumen. So I hope you're understanding the statements, that when you're reading the statements on professional skill marks, an examining team is telling you that you need to demonstrate a skill, they will also be telling you how. If you clearly and carefully read that in the reading and planning time, there is a significant chance you will be demonstrating it in a very effective manner on the day of exam. Plus, writing the answer in the right format, which is part of journal professionalism. Same goes with the task 3 of the paper. The professional skill marks were allocated to 3B, not to 3A. You need to prepare a briefing note, and professional skill marks were available in the part B for demonstrating evaluation skills in objectively appraising the implications. So you need to appraise the implications of the internal control weaknesses identified and making well-reasoned recommendation. So any student who is identifying the internal control weakness is also telling what is the implication of this weakness, what is the impact of this weakness on the company. Implication number 1, and recommendations number 2. So if any student is writing a clear implication of the weakness identified from the case study, and then also telling what should be the best way to overcome it, well-reasoned recommendations, you're fetching your evaluation marks. So you're evaluating what? You're evaluating the implication of the weakness identified from the case study, and you're then recommending how to overcome it. So recommendation is your own thought. Recommendation will not be in the case study, right? Recommendation is your own thought, but it has to be well-reasoned, and the thought has to be well-reasoned according to PSS, according to the organization, not out of the organization. It should fit the organization. So if you read the red points, if you read the red liners, you get the clue. You get the clue to how to demonstrate, and it's so easy. A lot of time, the students are least bothered about reading the statement, or they just say, okay, evaluation skill, we have to give a conclusion. Skepticism skill, we need to question. They've made definitions. They're least bothered about reading the statements. I hope you're getting some sense of how I read through it. So this is the skill-based marks, right, which are part of professional marks. Every time you look at a requirement, it will say you need to demonstrate this, but how? You open the next requirement, you need to demonstrate this, but how? The problem is you're not reading it at all, or even if you're reading it, you're just reading it till what to demonstrate, but you're not reading how to demonstrate. I hope in December 23 exams, you do justice to both. Okay, now towards the journal professionalism marks. Now, in terms of the journal professionalism marks, what you need to do to excel. In terms of journal professionalism, number one, what you need to do, just give me 1 second for that. I just need to open up the marks around journal professionalism. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, I hope you can see the screen back on in front of you for professional marks. I'm just adding one slide here in front of you, which is about journal professionalism marks. So that would be good for the session, because I think I've mistakenly missed out the slide on journal professionalism. So I'm just writing it for you, the journal professionalism marks, how to gain them. Firstly, put the answer in the right format. So if you put the answer in the right format, briefing note, report, email, presentation slides, putting the answer in the right format is one part of journal professionalism. Use headings and subheadings. The examining team loves that. The examining team wants to see a lot of headings and subheadings being used to break your answer. So that is recommendable. Then avoid repeating point. You should not repeat the same point in the same answer. So suppose you're answering the task number 1, and in the task number 1, you repeated the same point again from a different perspective. That is not recommended. You can use a point which you used in the task 1 in the task number 3 in a different manner. But using the same point 2 times in the same task is not what the examining team is looking for, and this is against journal professionalism. So avoid repeating point in the same task. And number 4th, ensure each para is not longer than 4 sentences long. Avoid long paras. Examining team is not very happy with students writing long paragraphs, 6 sentences, 8 sentences. At times, students don't even give a para break. 4 sentences long is a well-developed point. So once you've written the 4 sentences, you should take a break and move to the next point, move to the next line, or give a subheading. 4 sentences long is a well-developed point. So a well-developed point, and you break the paragraph. Now, this is all part of journal professionalism. This is all what you can utilize in your professional marks. So you're not just getting the professional marks for demonstrating the skill, which I just shown you, but it's also about using the right format. It's also about using the headings and subheadings. It's also about utilizing that no para is more than 4 sentences long, because examining team doesn't like very long paragraphs in SBL. That's against journal professionalism. And avoid repeating the points. If you do that, plus you also go down with the utilization of the skill-based marks, you are in a fair position to fetch most of the 20 professional marks. And honestly, tell me, is this difficult? Look at these 4 in front of your screen. This is something easiest. Then I just demonstrated how to read the red part. And if you are reading the red part, that is, you're reading how to demonstrate a skill. If you know how to demonstrate a skill, you will excel. So I hope this will improve your prospects of increasing 20 professional marks in SBL, skill-based marks, and journal professionalism. Now, I'm leaving you with one last thing, and that's from the examiner report. And that is the wordings of the examiner. I hope you can see right over here. It says right here, in addition, the marking scheme included, this is from the September 23 examiner report. In addition, the marking scheme included 20 professional marks for professional skills. The skills being examined in the requirement should have been evident in how the candidates answered the task, although candidates should draw on other relevant skills when answering. When awarding professional skill marks, markers look primarily at the professional skills being tested. The marker is looking primarily at the skill being tested, like commercial acumen, like analysis, and how they should be demonstrated in the task requirement, but also considering the journal professionalism. See, also considering the journal professionalism. So they're not just considering how a skill should be demonstrated, but they're also considering the journal professionalism. Look at this line. So when they're awarding the professional marks, it's not just about demonstrating a skill, it's also about the journal professionalism. An examining team has given the definition of journal professionalism many times in the previous examiner report. And that is why I tell students to read through an examiner report, at least the September 23 one before December 23 exams, because I have no idea why the students hate reading examining team reports when there's such a productive document and they tell you so good insights of how you can excel in your upcoming exams. So I hope you will largely benefit from this discussion around excelling the 20 professional marks will boost your confidence of what you should do in December. Wish you all success. Take care. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.